All right, heavy duty crew. We are back here at the Muscle. It is July 8th. It's been a minute since we've spoke. So 8 days ago, I won another overall title as a heavyweight open bodybuilder. Pretty sweet, yeah. Crazy stories behind that. We're gonna have a Iconocast episode dedicated to talking about it, but basically a completely different approach. One that goes against most conventions. Going into that show was a random decision. I've been reverse dieting for 3 weeks, still felt real good, went after it, said I looked real good, thought I looked good, and went for it. So let's see, before that it would have been another 3-4 days before my last training session. So, you know, it's been about 12 days since I've worked out. Try to see if I can do it again, you know. So I think we're gonna come into today and do, I was just gonna do an upper body day to ease back into everything, but we'll just start off with back and arms. Back and arms is, both saw a lot of improvements from last competition season. Improvements I noticed because of how big and full I was. So the things we've been doing, guys, have really been paying dividends. Those Kelso rows, whatever you want to call them, low angle pulls at the start of the workout, paying dividends. The ones that I had been doing, I didn't always do them at the start, but yeah, the low angle pulls are paying dividends on the traps going down the back. That was extra poppy. The upper back and the rear lat spread looked really good. So I'm happy with that. My arms actually looked big on stage this time. That was one of the first things I was told when I got off stage. That's a huge win, right? We talk about how I feel like my arms suck every episode. And yeah, they came in strong. So that was cool. Well, anyway, we're gonna train back and arms today, and I'll see you on the first set. Here we go, ladies and gents. We got the Kelso shrug. Oh, damn. Yeah, sorry. Already back to my normal unprofessionalism. So Kelso shrug, whatever, low angle row. We're gonna hammer that upper back like we talked about. Wanna get those traps. All that upper back area, that trap where it ties in toward the middle of the back, that thickness, I want that to pop. It improved already. Prioritization, specialization, intensity. Let's go. Get locked in. Oh, I could have used way more weight. Oh. So yeah, the form broke down to where I felt like that was failure. Way over our rep range. Could have went way heavier. I thought I did 3 plates last time. Maybe it was 3 and a 25. Should have pulled out my logbook, but I left it. We'll start fresh today, but do I feel like I suffered in terms of strength with this long layoff period? No. No, I don't think so. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I dominated by those videos. Judging by looking at those videos and stage shots, I definitely dominated them from behind. From the heels to the top of my head, everything was complete, full, very developed, very balanced. The glutes were huge, the hamstrings were huge. Not huge calves, but you know. Then moving from the gap or the valley that is the distance between my glutes and my lats, moving on up slabs of meat. What have we been doing this last year? You know, primarily this machine and some sort of row. And yeah, meat and potatoes, baby. So we're gonna do another set. Feeling strong, gonna go ahead and do it. Ooh, good set. Yeah, shut it off. Well, we're just gonna move on to biceps. Those 2 sets of back felt amazing. I think the consensus for today is 12 days of rest, and I came back absolutely freakishly strong feeling. The way that stuff moved, you know, I felt like I might have been doing it explosively when I looked at the video of the first set, and then on the set of the pull downs, you know, I was being very mindful of not using momentum, trying to be, and it just, everything felt like I was able to generate just so much force out of a held position, you know, in regards to my body. There wasn't any real swinging or like throwing it around. I just felt crazy strong. Felt like there was a lot of reps with a lot of weight. And yeah, that was awesome. So moving on to biceps. Again, as we always talk about, you warm up as is needed for you, you know, what makes you feel right. So on the first little warm-up set, I felt like this tendon in my right arm, my uninjured arm, was kind of funky, and this one just felt disconnected. And I just slowly upped the weight to where I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty strong here. I just needed to find my fixed position that I'm gonna be curling my bicep from that feels good in my right range of motion without putting myself in impingement. And we're ready to go, so let's do it. We'll comfortably and safely call that failure. Yeah, I couldn't contract any more than where I was at. I was stuck, and this is 85 pounds. The last time I think I did 90 for 6 to 8, but I had a funny thing go on with my biceps after the set. So yeah, went to 85 and I feel like we blew it out of the water. So that's a good starting point for progression moving forward. But a great set nonetheless, and to failure. Handle fires. Yeah, those 2 arms look very different in the terms of the way they perform and feel. You know, it's structural. It's bad rotator cuff impingements, you know, working manual labor and then tearing the opposite side. But still, I found the stroke and laid in until we reached completion. All right, gang, we rolled our sleeves up for this one. You know, wanted to get them out of the place of expansion. Don't want to burst them. I feel like this could be too much. Honestly, that set was so good. I kind of am tempted to lay off my arms, but I definitely want to hit a hammer variation, and I want to work on my brachialis. And Paul Carter said that there's like 2 or 3 sets is what's recommended, you know, or something. So we're going to do 1 RIR, 2 or 3 sets, everything. Just kidding. We're going to go to failure, and if we do 1 RIR and progress on it, then we're good too. I think I'm stalling. Oh. Stalling before I get to this ball. And I feel like 14 may be a little heavy. I think 16 will be heavy. I don't know. That's heavy. Oh, we're shaking. Oh. God, that's gonna build some thickness. Oh, that's tough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Be mindful of pushing into that dark place. That's where shit gets tore. I call it a dark place. I wasn't thinking anything dark. I was just really laying into that set. But yeah, I've definitely felt a little bit of some action, you know, some tension in some places that were getting weak. So we need to stay away from that. Like no pain right now or anything. We'll see in it. I don't think I'll develop anything, but that was an intense set. I'm stalling before I do the other side. But just say it again, you know, because there's a theme to every episode where I repeat the same stuff 10 times. But this stuff has been working, and it really, really showed in the stage photos and videos from last weekend, which I could argue was my best look ever. I looked humongous. I feel like I really did look big, and I wasn't out of shape. Yeah, I wasn't as dry as possible. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to do a walk-in show after for a walk-in show, just walking on in the reverse diet off season that I was in, because it was decided a week beforehand. Yeah, arguably my best look. Arms looked big on stage, the first thing I was told. My legs looked amazing. You know, they looked so much bigger. I had some IFBB pro, Jacob Robichaux, who was on the Iconocast, told me, you know, he thought that it looked like I put on 10 to 15 pounds from 4 weeks before when I did the Louisiana Open. So, yeah, that's when you could tell the improvements happened. You know, when you're at your absolute biggest and best on stage, and you can see the areas that you brought up from year to year, that was very satisfying. So we're gonna keep doing the same shit. Everything I've been talking about has paid off. Every video, every vlog of my training that you guys have watched has paid off. It created my best look ever. That's a reward, you know, to know that you're on the right path and you can just come in and do what you love to do what you figured out, and have no doubts about it. You know, we play with stuff and we tweak it and we search, you know, to get deeper in, but we really got something right here, dudes. We really got something. The physique that I brought it was awesome. It was awesome to look at, even from my perspective, you know, because when I'm backstage, I think everybody's as big as I am. When I'm backstage, I think everybody's as in shape as I am. You know, unless it's like really obvious and apparent. But guys that I perceive as good, you know, I feel like I am only equal to or less than. I don't really walk around like thinking confidently that I'm about to dominate. But that did happen. And that's not just being a cocky dickhead. You can watch the stuff and see that, like, I was, wow, what we're doing, what we achieved, the look that we can make training this way in regards to how much time and effort and energy is spent. The payoffs, it's unreal. It's unreal. It is real. Israel? No, not Israel. Uh-oh, are we demonetized now? Yeah, paid off. So let's do the second arm. I think we talked enough. That was intense. All right, to triceps. One thing I always kind of deviated to when it was around was a tricep press machine. And this one this is a, what brand is this? I know this brand, Arsenal. Yeah, this is an Arsenal tricep pushdown, plate loaded. The angle's really good on it, hits triceps very, very hard. Our boy Jake loves these as well for hitting the triceps. And I mean, look at the hardness and density to that tricep, almost striated there in the light. Probably is, we'll see. Oh, this is gonna hurt, guys. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, it's gonna push me up. Oh. Oh man, that's hard. That was a doozy. That was a doozy. That was heavy. And I didn't put the little seat belt on. Should have put the seat belt on. Does this have a seat belt? Most of them do for that reason. Well, they don't. So that's a future note for me. I need a seat belt to ride this one. Maybe I don't pass the height requirement, babe. So I have to wear a seat belt. All right, well, in the spirit of heavy duty, we're gonna keep it brief and we're gonna shut it down after that set of tricep pushdowns. I really feel like everything was well stimulated. The muscles are absolutely engorged, looking crazy. Looking at myself in the mirror, like my forearm density and size, just like this slab just sticking out right here. Like, look at that. Look at that. What is that, dudes? That's crazy. I don't need to dig a hole is what I'm getting at. I feel like I'm well stimulated and everything's rejuvenated and fresh and my performance was amazing. And I feel like I got good work in with just those little sets, and I'm honestly gonna shut it down. I don't wanna jump back in and dig a big hole and maybe put myself in a bad starting cycle. So yeah, great workout today. Keep it brief, keep it intense, and make a dent. I'm out.